Hi boys and girls. A few weeks ago I made a mini worm farm out of recycled containers. You can go back and watch that video, but I just wanted to give you a bit of an update. So here is the mini worm farm, all from recycled meat dishes. Okay. Now I wanted to show you what I've been trialing, so I'm just going to move it down so you guys get to see it pretty well. So we've got our bit of a cardboard cover on top. I've been using mostly, or actually completely, tea leaves and coffee grounds in it, because those things are really, really small and should make it easier for the worms to eat. And if we look here, I'm going to lift off the top layer of it so you can see, and just there, you better see some worms being pretty happy just by the top. Now, what I was hoping for though is I punched a whole bunch of holes through this level. Now hopefully, if it's been working, they've been sneaking through and have come into this layer. So I'm just going to dig down now and see if we can find any worms in here. None yet. So it doesn't look like they're actually coming through at all. So even though they're happy in that layer lower down, because they are happy, I'll show you again. So you can see a few on the top there, but as I dig through, there's lots of worms. They're quite happy going through that layer. We actually want them to come up. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to, after this video is finished, I think I'm going to need some more holes. I'll try and show you what the problem is, I think. So there's just not quite enough holes and they're not big enough. So sort of first experiment hasn't worked, and I'm going to try and tweak it and change it a bit. It is sort of working though. And while I've got you there, I thought I'd show you also what kind of things worms like to eat. So you can see a lot of tea leaves here. There's my morning tea container, so I've just been tipping that in each morning. There's the tea leaves going in. Also, coffee grounds are pretty good, so there's coffee grounds. And like I said before, because they're so small, makes it really easy for worms to eat. Another thing that is really good to add to worm farms is this. We had some French toast this morning, and we made, I used an egg in it, obviously, and I've ground that up so it's all really, really small, and that ground egg is really good for worms as well. Okay, it's got a lot of calcium in it, and it also helps the worms to reproduce so that you've got more and more worms, which is ultimately what we want. So we've got heaps growing there and creating brand new soil for us. They can eat most other kitchen scraps too. You can't give them onions, and you can't give them any citrus, so lemons and oranges and mandarins, because they just get a bit too acidic. Okay, but other than that, most of your vegetables, no meat either. You can't give them meat, but your bananas, your apples, your carrots, all those kind of things. And if you chop them up really fine, they'll be happy too. You can even add a little bit of paper through it, and they will eat paper up as well. Okay, so thanks boys and girls. That's how you look after your worms for a worm farm.